Hey everybody, I wanted to take a minute. I had a very small detail that I add to my bobber rig. I know everyone, no matter what type of fisherman you are, fresh or salt, the bobber is an item that we all lean on at certain times and certain situations in the fishing world. Whether you're inshore, offshore, lakes or rivers, it just seems to be something we all use and can connect with. So the braid is extremely soft and limp, if you will. That's what seems to be the deal with it. So I got this 4 Horseman tackle, best bobber in the market, made over there in Louisiana. Great dude, built an amazing product, as you can see. Lot less metal work, if you will, and thicker gauge. I've put these things through battles beyond battles. They do not fail. But they do have moving parts, which is where this trick comes in to really help out. The moving parts and the limp braid, they just do not get along. Now, this bobber might be this model specifically might be a little bit exaggerated for some of you guys in y'all's styles at home, but most of you will still be able to use this exact one. I think that they have some smaller versions and things that you could try as well. But here's where the trick comes in. That I do it on the boat with clients a lot of times, and you can tell really quick when it's not being used. It's kind of fun though in a way because, well, it's kind of fun because they mess up. And then what happens with the bobber, when you make the cast, if it's messed up, it's usually tangled, it's flipped, and then it just goes under, it dives. Which is fun because then people are swinging it thinking they got a fish and they're swinging and missing, and it's just, you have a good time with them for a little while and then you go ahead and fix them up. But that's neither here nor there. That's just fun to do to people and make them look bad and feel bad for a minute. but then you let them know, hey, it ain't your fault, but that was fun for a little while anyway. All right, so what I do is a nice little chunk of fluorocarbon. You can use monofilament as well if you don't have fluorocarbon. You know, as you know, the monofilament is going to hold memory and it's going to get squiggly and wiggly and it's going to cause a problem. I don't know how long, but down the road in the day, it's going to become stretchy and wiggly, and the fluorocarbon will stay nice in form. It won't have memory, and it'll last for days and days and days. So all I do is I just tie a quick double uni, just a simple deal. Doesn't have to be something. This isn't really a fancy knot video, if you will. It's not a knot video, okay? But it is just a simple thing. So we just toss a little double uni in here to join this too. So as I finish up with this double uni, always remember to wet the line. I wet all knots. I don't know about you guys at home, but I wet every knot, no matter what style it is. The double uni is one of those that I feel like is a definite that needs to be wet. So get a little wet, slide it in there. And the next step is tying the bobber on. So this is the most important part. So you tie this fluorocarbon to the top of the bobber. And yes, I know fluorocarbon is a little more expensive. It's a little more of a deal than you know, for just using it for your leader. You're doubling your cost here. Again, make sure you moisten it. But here's the deal: all of these moving parts and beads and this limp braid will find each other quick. But if you put 12 inches, 15 inches, whatever you want to do, you probably could get away with 8 to 10 inches somewhere in that neighborhood. As you can see, 8 to 10 will get you, you know, a little space. I just do somewhere around 12 to 15 and snug it up. That's going to keep that stiff line, that piece of fluorocarbon up on top is going to keep this from doing this, which is going to allow the bobber to do its job correctly. Otherwise, all of these moving parts and beads and leads that are supposed to be doing their deal are going to conflict with this limp braid. And you're going to be fighting cast after cast after cast all day long. The more efficient and effective that you can make your rigging, the more clean casts that you can make in a day, the more clean casts, the more fish you will catch. Hopefully this little tip helps you at home with your bobber rigging and keeps everything nice and efficient.